All right, guys, I'm back today to show you a workout I do. I try to do it weekly, but realistically, I do this probably 3 times a month. But the workout is 1 get up each side, 20 two-handed swings. I do 5 pull-ups or chin-ups, and then I'll do a minute of jump rope. So I'll do that for 10 rounds. Every time I do a get up, or after each round, I'll go up a weight in my get-ups. I prefer to just use 1 bell for 2-handed swings. I found that 70 feels best for me, so that's what I use. So I'm just going to show you the technique on get-ups and swings and pull-ups, just to make sure that everybody knows that they're doing it the best that they can. So whenever I do get-ups, a lot of times I'll drop into arm bars. And if you're not familiar with an arm bar, it's a great exercise to stretch out the low back, but also to load up your lat and prime your lat for all the stability that's required when you hold the bell overhead. So when we do hold the bell overhead, we don't want to rely on the deltoid. We want to rely on the deltoid, but also the muscles that surround it. So you want to pull your bell into position. It doesn't matter if your hand's all the way in the front bend or the bottom bend, just as long as that you have a firm grip on the kettlebell and your wrist stays nice and straight. I prefer being up in the front bend, but your wrist needs to be nice and straight. This is a common oversight. We just can't lock out our lat as much as we can in this position with our wrist bent. But either way, just make sure that it's comfortable. If there's one drawback to kettlebell training, it's the pressure that it puts on your wrist. So that's why I wear sweatshirts a lot, where you could get some wristbands. But you want to press your bell out, and then for your arm bar, you're going to drop your leg all the way over. So my leg comes all the way over. I'm using this palm, my free hand, to make sure that I stay stable. And then I can drop the elbow down, and I can really feel my lat just load up here. It's a nice stretch for your deltoid. But essentially, this is the arm bar. You just keep your wrist nice and straight. Make sure that you can engage the lat. Keep your forearm vertical as much as you can, and then you'll drop the top leg over, and then you're ready for your first get up. So the heel that's on the same side as the bell is pushed into the ground. We're rolling onto the opposite lat, so we're not going to sit up as much as we're rolling underneath and then pushing the palm and elbow into the ground into a nice tall seated position here. So you always want to make sure that your lat is engaged here. We lift our hips, and then we'll sweep the leg through. A lot of people lack the lumbar mobility to get to this position, so if that's you, go light, do these without weight, but most importantly, make sure you're moving well. From here, we'll go weight transfer. And then we either knee pivot to square lunge up, or I like to sweep step. So here you're in a low lunge position, make sure the wrist is nice and straight, and then we stand up and out of it. Here we'll reverse. Your knee goes back to the ground. You're gonna sweep step out, hips sit back. So this knee that's on the ground, ideally you want alignment of the palm in line with the knee. So now you have, if you need room, you can slide your foot out, but we're gonna sweep the leg back through. Make sure that you stay under control here and don't collapse or crumble, because with the get up, it's a slow grinding motion. We always wanna make sure that we can establish control at all times. So the bell's down. I'm going to switch sides with it, and I'm going to do a get up on the other side. So starting with hand position, press the bell out. I drop my top leg over. Feels good and comfortable. And I drop into loading up my lat with the arm bar. I don't do it on every get up because I'm going to go up and weight on these, but I do it with the first couple just because it feels good. Weight transfer, sweep step in. Make sure my lunge is solid. Stand up. Big reverse lunge. Sweep step out. Weight transfer. Palms in line with the knee. Bring the leg through. Slow and controlled. Hip to the ground, elbow. Shoulder blade. Shoulder blade. So that's one get up on each side. From here I'll go to 20 swings. So just make sure we're doing our swings correctly. You always want to get your bell out in front of you a foot or two. my foot stance that I prefer is about a half a width of my foot outside my hips. You get your hips back, you get the bell in line with the fists. Our first move is going to be to hike this bell high into your hips. The higher the better. You want physical contact of your wrist right into your hips. So that's our first move, is to hike the bell back. Okay, so you will have a little bit of a hip lift. You want a nice explosive hike or backswing, and then we're going to stand up. When we stand up, pretty much once your bell or your wrists leave your hips, the work is done. Okay, so we want to make sure our hips are back in that hike. We snap our pelvis forward. We drive our heels as well as the ball of the feet into the ground. Lock your glutes out. Lock your quads out. The bell's going to go up. Some people say to keep arms straight. I like a little elbow bend because I can get a much better shoulder pack and engage my lats and my torso a lot better at the top of the swing. So here's where you want to exhale, maximize tension in the diaphragm and the torso muscles. And it takes a lot of practice, but you want to time all that tension together. Tension in the quads, tension in the glutes, tension in the diaphragm, the abdominals, tension in the lats, and all with that exhale at the top of your swing. So it's going to float there, change directions. It's going to get back into your hips, where you're going to inhale, brace, pack the abdominals, and you're going to bring it up to another good exhale. So I'll knock out 20 and show you how it looks like. So that's 20 good swings. Now on to pull-ups or chin-ups. For your own knowledge, chin-up is when your palm's facing you. Pull-ups when your palms are away. Any way you do it, we want hands right on over shoulders here. I like my thumbs over. We want to make sure we hollow out. So our hips are pulled forward, legs are tight, both inward and upward. And if you're not able to do a pull-up yet, it's okay. Work on hang holding. Work on engaging your scapula and getting your lats primed to build up to those. So you can certainly just do some scapular raises, but pull-ups, you want to stay nice and tight with them. Do your best to get your chin above the bar. Drop back down, make sure we engage. Pull up all the way. And I'm only doing sets of 5 today. I usually only do sets of 5 anyway. So from there, I'll go to a minute of jump rope. It's something I enjoy. It has a little bit more cardio into it. So that's the workout for today. I do this one, try to do it weekly, but it's one I enjoy. It's the best of both worlds with kettlebells. So give it a try. Hopefully it can work for you. And thanks for watching, guys.